Okay, Bebop, it's time you tell me what's going on. It's getting a little crazy down here. You got yourself an assistant, you got a whole laboratory. What's going on? Oh, okay. All right, yeah? Okay, you need power. Well, there's redstone and stuff. How much power do you need? Okay, yeah, all right. What? 1.21 gigawatts? What? Are you kidding me? What? 1.21 gigawatts? Oh my goodness! Great Scott! Oh, 21. What is he? Oh, okay. Made of power. I don't really. I'm so sorry you had to see that. Bebop is my best friend, but sometimes communication isn't our strong suit and we get our wires crossed, and it can be frustrating. So after hanging out in my garden for a while and calming down, I gave it a good long think. And I started to come up with a way to get Bebop the power he needed. So I went down, did a little research, asked him a few questions. Of course, he didn't answer me. And then I went out and did a little bit of landscaping because I think I have a way to make this work. So what does landscaping the entire area behind my house have to do with power for Bebop? Let me show you. Aside from lightning, there's really nothing on the server that'll give us enough power for what we need. And I'm not letting lightning anywhere near this house. So what we came up with is power cells, basically giant batteries. What we can do is pump lower voltages of power into the house and store them up in these power cells and then discharge the power that we have all at once in a single go. That should give us enough power to do, wait a minute, what are you doing again? Never mind, I don't think I want to know. So since we are doing solarpunk this season, I have a plan to do lots of green sources of power out there in the back of my house. Let me show you what I mean. There are a lot of forms of alternative power out there today, from kinetic walkways to nuclear power, but I'm gonna focus on the traditional big three: solar, water, and wind. With the landscaping I've done, water should be pretty obvious. If I put turbines here, here, and here, I can pull power from the waterfalls and pump it right into the house. For solar, what you need is a large structure of some sort supporting solar panels. So I was thinking the best thing I could do back here is to create a large dock structure for ships and other things, and I can plaster the top of it with solar cells, giving me a large solar array to pull in solar power. And finally, for wind, I have an idea to get them way up in the air in a really cool, very solarpunk way. Have any of you seen the animated movie Big Hero 6? It's a really cute, fun movie based on a comic book series, and it kind of has a little bit of solarpunk vibes, and it's the first place that I saw these Blimp-style wind turbines. And when I saw them, I thought, that's stupid. That will never work. And I was both right and wrong. It turns out they actually have made this style of wind turbine before, and it actually did work. But the cost of building it did not match up to the amount of power that it put out, and it basically wasn't worth anything. It wasn't worth doing. But despite the real-world feasibility of these things, they have become a staple of all solarpunk art. Whether it's Studio Ghibli-inspired shorts, or handmade drawn artwork, whatever it is, these things pop up all the time in solarpunk design, so I knew I had to have them. My original design was just the blimps. It was just white wool, and I don't know, I felt a little weird about that. That seems like way too simple of a build. I felt a little silly putting it up here. So I wanted to make sure and get the insides looking cool. And so I added the full power turbine mechanism inside and the fan and all the innards. And I think it turned out really good. I'm really proud of it. And I think it's gonna add a lot of vertical height to my build and getting more attention in the area. Now, before you get going, I need all of you Minecraft experts who are starting to type away about my fans back there to pause for a moment. I know there is an amazing group of people doing some cool buildstone creation with fans and making them move by having trapdoors flip-flop and stuff. But even though I tried them, I have 3 difficulties with being able to do that in this scenario. Number 1 is the most obvious. This is Bedrock. And although there are some simple fan designs that work with Bedrock, there's not too many that are big and elaborate that will work with our particular type of redstone. So I'm limited there. And I was going to use those, and I actually tested them out. But you will find if you take a closer look at your favorite YouTuber Minecrafter that's using the fans, they do something very kind of, I don't want to say sneaky, but very particular that you may not have noticed. If you look up from here, all you see is a wall of trapdoors. Okay? Yes? But that is what they do whenever they make the fans. Because if you look at it from here, straight on, it disappears. And so you can flip them up to make the fans visible. So they I don't say they trick you. It looks beautiful, but if you have something with this kind of angle on it, you're not going to see the fan moving around. You're basically just going to see a wall of trapdoors with a little bit of movement in it. Does that make sense? I don't want to say anybody's trying to actually trick you or deceive you. They're just being very smart about their camera placement to best show off the build that they have done. And then finally, look how close you have to be right there. That's how close you have to be able to see the trapdoors here on Bedrock. They just disappear. They go away. So even if I was to make it so that all the way back here, the angle was slight enough that you'd be able to see the flip-flop of the trapdoors and doing their rotation looking good, they would despawn. Like, there's iron trapdoors up there right now, but you can't see them from here. So with those 3 things against me, I figured just having the static fans was the better way to go, and I think they look amazing. I will run lines down from them and connect them to the ground for the power to come down, but I need to know exactly where the power needs to run before I do. And I haven't made those power distribution or power transformers yet. All right, next up is going to be the hydroelectric system. I grew up next to one of the largest systems for hydroelectric power in the US, TVA, and I'm very excited to do these. So let's get to it. Okay, so what kind of hydroelectric plant thingy am I going to make? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the edge of the water. Yeah. I know that places like Hoover Dam have everything internal, so the water just runs through a giant structure. I think that would be kind of boring here for what we're doing. I'd like to have it external, but I don't want it just to be like a water wheel. So I'm gonna compromise a little bit. I think if I lay these trap doors down in a very specific pattern, a very specific pattern, then I might be able to get a pretty cool effect that looks like kind of a paddle wheel, but not a wheel. All right, there we go, a 2 thick stack of trapdoors. If I temporarily raise all of these, and then drop down the ones below it, then put these back. I swear I know what I'm doing, I promise. And then raise these. What do you think? Oh, it's kind of hard to tell with the dirt. Hold on, let me get the dirt out of here. Look at that. It's like a paddle wheel. Yeah, what do you think? And it looks really good. I think these warp trap doors are perfect. It's kind of like they're moss covered and everything. They even have like little textures, like kind of moss covered. I don't know. I think they're super cool. So I just need some supports on the left and right. And I think I want to use something different. I'm going to use mangrove. And I'm going to use some nether brick walls. I don't think nether brick really gets used enough in builds. It's a really cool block, but it is really hard to find a use for it. But I think it goes good here. I'm going to go with the it looks ugly before it looks good method. I swear these go together. This looks a little wonky. Maybe just needs a few more bits and pieces to smooth it out. Oh yeah, see, I like that. It has kind of a rusting, metallic kind of feel without looking like old. It just looks used. It got the working buttons up the side for like bolts or whatever. And then I wanted to make sure I got the light blocks in there to so it's lit up, so it's not dark around there and creating mobs. But I do need to put something on the other side. It's not going to be full height like this one. It's just going to be, I think, just a small attachment to secure it to the wall. And then we'll have ourselves a working, whatever you want to call it. Not water wheel? Not a water wheel. Hydroelectric, that seems wrong. I don't know, a thingy, a water thingy. Jeez Louise, I gotta get better at naming things. There we go, it's now secured on both sides. It's looking like a functioning water wheel. Now for the power side of things. I have these lightning rods, and I'm thinking I just want to have them going into like the ground, like that. There we go. So whatever's created, the energy of motion is happening, creating some voltage and sending it off to the house. I think that's probably the best way of doing that. I think this is a great compromise of the difference between the large closed-in dam-like structure and like an old school looking water wheel. I feel this is a pretty good compromise. Now all I gotta do is maybe sleep real quick and then build 2 more on those waterfalls up behind me. Okay, there we go. I pulled out the cam account so you can see them a little better because they're kind of hard to see since they're here on the coast. And they turned out really good. I'm so proud of these. There's 1 there and then 2 up here, which are the 3 main guided waterfalls in the area. This is something where I need a little help from all of you. I have thought about this over and over and I can't decide what I want to do. If you see here, this waterfall and this waterfall look a little different from each other. For the source waterfalls, I've kind of done the standard Minecrafty, cobbly, mossy terrain, because these are natural coming out of the mountain. But I didn't do anything down here, and I can't decide what I want to do with these waterfalls, the guided ones out of the lake. I am thinking that maybe the natural ones, okay, this one's coming out of the wall, but the natural ones should be stony, and the water reserve here, and the guided waterfalls here, and down here, of course, is another water reserve. Maybe instead of being natural and stony, should be some kind of like a cistern? Maybe kind of like a natural, maybe with mud or something to give it more of a man-made look. And then I can mix it a little bit with nature with some leaves and trees and stuff. But I would love some help from you. I love a little bit of input from all of you. Number 1, should the whole thing be kind of the mossy, terrainy, very natural? Does that feel solarpunk to you? Or does the mixture of the natural terrain and then a man-made cistern and waterfall sound more solarpunk? And if it is man-made, which blocks do you think? Yeah? Okay, that's my question for you, because now we need to go over and work on the docks. If you haven't been watching my streams, then you may be curious about this structure we have here that a Lagerman and I worked on. Well, Liara, let's fly out there. Liara is working on a train line, this one right here, going all through everyone's bases all around the island in hopes that you can have a single ride that'll take you through everyone's bases. I love it. I think it's amazing, but I did want to change up the design through my area, and I am hosting the train station for the people here at the lake. So this is the station that we made. I think it looks really good. I really love how it fits in with everything here. I feel like this open kind of train station, almost like a small town train station, like a train stop than a station, I think fits in perfectly here. I absolutely love it. But why am I showing you this when I'm talking about the docks? Well, it's because originally, when I was working on this design, I had a different design in mind. This is the original design I had done here in a creative copy of the world, and I liked this. I felt it looked really cool. It looked like something that I could have completely covered in greenery and allowed it to be like a greenhouse kind of effect as you ride a train through here. I thought it was really cool, but I ultimately wanted something more open air, which is why I went with the other design. But when I showed Eladrium this, he said I shouldn't let this design go, and I should find a place to use it. So, let's use it for the dock. So that's what I did. Only I made it a teeny bit bigger. Oh, I love this. It turned out great. In fact, I love it so much. Let's not just make one, let's make two. And if you like two so much, what's better than two? I built three! And what's better than three? No, I just built three. I didn't build four. As a matter of fact, I may have gone slightly overboard by making three. I just thought it looked cooler. I don't know why, just the two side by side looked okay, but these three together look amazing. And I'm not really sure how to get a ship up there, but we'll figure out something. Let's take a look. We'll fly in here. I have these really cool doors in the back. Now, they don't lead to anywhere yet. I am planning on creating some kind of a large warehouse in here, possibly leading off into some tunnels. I don't know. I have some big plans, and we'll see how the season goes, see how far I get in them. I'm trying to do this in stages so that it never feels totally incomplete, but I do have bigger plans along the way if we get around to them. But yeah, I thought these doors are really cool, and my favorite parts about it is how I did these trap doors. I did them on this side of the block on this side, and then on the inside block on this side. So if these doors were to actually close, they would actually leaf over each other. Is that too much detail? Did I think too much about this? I'm often accused of both overthinking and underthinking my projects. So this may be a case of overthinking. I kept this one closed. I wanted to have them slightly different from each other. Oh, forgot to light this block up. I have to light that up. But I wanted to have them slightly different from each other. So that one will be open, this one will be closed. And then I have the third one here. I'm not quite sure what to do with, but one of the reasons why I liked having the three other than just looking cool is because it gave more space for all of my solar panels, which was the whole reason we did this one, right? Is to have all the solar panels so that the power runs into the house. And there we go. We got power in the air, power in the water, power from, well, the sun normally? Actually, let me sleep and get rid of the sun, and then we'll create the transformers that will pull this power in and call this project done. And super fun transformers installed. If you've never tried to make just like a weird machine for no real reason, just to make it look weird and cool, you have to do it. It's so fun, just like grabbing any old blocks and just trying to make a cool, fun shape like this. But I also have in the lines. Now, they're not oxidized and they're not waxed. So I'm gonna let these guys oxidize over time and see what state of oxidization I like on them most. Now, you may have noticed the last couple things I didn't show you me building them. Well, when it comes to the docks, I just thought it was kind of funny. Just going 1, 2, 3, I just made me laugh. So that's why I did that. But for these, this was the most tedious thing I think I have ever done in Minecraft. And I've mined out almost an entire mountain before, and this by far is more tedious. It was just so difficult trying to get the curve that I wanted. I wanted them to feel like they're floating kind of free without a lot of tension on them. And that's, I don't know, that's kind of what the angle I went for. I didn't want them just to be like a taut angled line. Ooh, that was making me dizzy. Hold on. I didn't want it to be a taut angled line. I wanted them to feel like they were there. They had a lot of weight to them in the air, that they weren't moving on their own, and this is just the power line that keeps them tethered to the ground. I think I pulled off it pretty good. I wish you could do this with chains, but you can't really do it, so I had to do it with the iron bars. But I think it turned out so good, and that's it. That's it. We have everything going as far as power in this area. Let's fly out here. There is so much more I want to do. Obviously, I have some things I want to put in the docks. There's some more landscaping I want to do that I asked you to help for on these waterfalls. I would love to put in some trees and some more greenery around here. But as far as getting Bebop his power going, we're done. We have it. So let's go check on the batteries down below and see if they are working as we intended. Okay, we head over here and yes, it's perfect. You hear them humming away. They're getting powered up. Now this is gonna take a really long time. Bebop asked for a ton of power, and each cell will hold a ton of power. So as each one gets fully charged, we'll keep an eye on them, and then whenever they're all 4 fully charged, I guess you'll do whatever it is you were trying to do. I mean, you're not gonna blow my house up, right? No, I didn't mean to accuse you of that, but I have no idea what you're doing. Okay. Well, all right, this is perfect. This is going good. I hope that you had a fun time today. This is probably the most building I've done in a single 2-week span. The Nether hub was bigger, but this was a lot super fast, and I had a ton of fun. I hope that you did too, and I hope that you found it adequate.